arrested your kid. Pay us some money. Oh my God. How is she not cooperating? She sent you $30,000. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope that you are all doing very, very well. I just wanted to come on because the OPP is warning of scams in my region. And so, again, wanted to come on, warn people of scams that are going on. So stay tuned if you want to be warned of the scam. Let's go. So, Ontario Provincial Police have shared details of 2 scams to watch out for after reports came in from different parts of Eastern Ontario. Russell County OPP are warning businesses such as gas stations, convenience and grocery stores, and other retailers of a rising number of gift card-related frauds as reported by the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. So if you are working at one of these places, please do keep an eye out for that. And if you see, someone that seems older, maybe vulnerable, they come in, they got a bunch of gift cards, maybe just ask them what they're doing it for if it doesn't sound like it's for their actual grandkid. They're getting scammed. Save them. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre has seen an increase in complaints where fraudsters request payment through the purchase of various gift cards. The police said businesses are being requested to ask questions to clients purchasing a large amount of gift cards. This could help the individuals from becoming a victim of fraud. Consumers are warned to be suspicious of unsolicited calls asking you to pay for services using gift cards. Police shared the following tips. If you are asked to pay for any service or product with a gift card, don't do it. It's a scam. Ask yourself why any company would ask for payment through gift cards over the phone or text message when they should already have your information on file, right? I mean, you are paying them the bill, right? Always contact the company directly to confirm if you really owe money or if there's a problem before you provide any personal or banking information, and just don't do it over the phone. Now, there was an emergency scam reported in Ottawa Valley. For those that don't know, I'll be from Ottawa. I think everyone knows. So the Upper Ottawa Valley OPP recently reported a so-called emergency or grandparent scam attempting to target an individual in the Pembroke area. The victim received a call advising that her daughter had been involved with police and was in custody. We've talked about this before. They are calling people and going, hey, your family member got arrested. You have to pay money for their bail, blah, blah, blah. The scammer was attempting to make arrangements for the release of their daughter, and $9,000 needed to be sent immediately to facilitate the court process. The scammer identified himself as a police officer. The victim then spoke to someone on the phone who was crying, claiming to be their daughter, who requested this be kept secretive as to avoid further trouble. Now, thankfully, the target did not give the caller any money, so they did not lose out on $9,000. Thankfully, they called their daughter directly, which you should always do, to confirm that, she's not arrested, not at the police station. Police identified several red flags to look out for in frauds of this nature. Oftentimes, there will be a request not to tell anyone, to keep it a secret to avoid further trouble. And by the way, the police won't ever say that to you. They really don't care who you tell that your kid got arrested. You know what I mean? Like, they're never going to be like, you got to keep this a secret, otherwise we're going to put your daughter in protective custody or some crap. It just doesn't happen. They don't ever request for gift cards or cryptocurrency. Also, here in Canada, the bail system doesn't work the same as in the USA. So if they're asking you for an amount of money to let your kid out of jail, that's not how it works. If you have not gone to a court case within 24 hours of your child being arrested for a bail hearing, that's where you would go if you ever did have to pay money to get your kid out of jail, you would have to go to a court case for a bail hearing. You would not just get a phone call from the police saying, "We arrested your kid, pay us some money." Don't fall for that. It's an urgent request for action or information, and like I said, it won't be urgent, because if your child does get arrested here in Ontario, what happens is, they'll be arrested overnight, and then the next morning, they go in for a bail court hearing. That's where you're going to show up to get them out of jail. Unfortunately, I have experience with this. Not jail. I've never gone to jail. I've bailed people out, though. They're not going to request you for your banking information. Again, it's the courts that do this. The court system, not the police officers. They don't need to know what your banking information is, ever. Unsolicited attempts at selling products or services. Just always look out for that, especially those MLMs, all right? Police recommend you be careful of what you post online, always. No, I've learned the hard way. And to be suspicious of calls that request immediate action, especially if it includes a payment. Phone numbers can be spoofed, know that. So if you do look at the caller ID, don't go by the caller ID or the phone number necessarily to be like, oh, it's definitely them because it says the OPP on the caller ID. They can spoof the number. And that's how these frauds have people calling from numbers that appear to be legitimate. Never give personal identifiable information or money to anyone you have only communicated with by telephone or online, just ever. If you keep that as a rule, you're going to save yourself from a lot of scams. Trust your gut. When in doubt, hang up and then check directly with your family members yourself, like this person did. If they hadn't have done that, they would have ended up paying $9,000 to some scam artist, and then, their kid would have called them later on that night, and they would have been like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're out of jail," and their daughter would have been like, "I never went to jail, Mom. What are you talking about?" And then she realizes she got scammed, But she hung up with the scammer and then immediately called her daughter, and her daughter was like, "No, Mom, I'm not in jail," so she was good. Always call your family member. Anyone who feels they may be the target of a scam or who knows of someone who has is encouraged to contact the local police, and it says and or, but I'm going to say and, not and or. Contact the police and then contact the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, and the phone number is 1-888-495-8501. I'll leave the information down below in case you need to call. Oh, Lord. Now, Kingston, Ontario is the city I'm from. And in that city, a woman lost $30,000 to a fraudster claiming to work for CBSA. Let's talk about that. So, this scammer claimed to be calling from the Canada Border Services Agency, okay? And this woman lost her entire life savings to this scam. She called the police saying she had just been defrauded $30,000 in funds after she got a call from someone claiming that they worked for the Canada Border Services Agency. The scammer told the woman her account was being seized as a result of drugs, fake identifications, and fraudulent accounts being opened in her name, and that local police will be following up with her at a later date. Police say the fraudster continued correspondence with the victim by email, portraying themselves as a border agent, and provided instructions on how to use their safeguard machines. The victim followed all the instructions provided and then transferred $30,000. Oh my God. It was determined after the transfers were completed that the safeguard machines the suspects were referring to were in fact Bitcoin machines. People wonder why I don't like Bitcoin. The victim then got a call from an officer identifying themselves as Sergeant Marshall with the Kingston Police. And the caller ID, and this is why I say don't go by the caller ID, appeared as the Kingston police with the correct telephone number. So they completely spoofed it. Police say the victim became suspicious after the fake cop reprimanded her for asking legitimate questions and accused her of not cooperating. Yeah, because, I mean, if she did cooperate and transferred $30,000, if she has some questions to ask, and this was legit, they would be fine with her asking questions, I would hope. Also, how is she not cooperating? She sent you $30,000. There are currently no suspects in the incident. And the issue is a lot of these scams are done by scammers that are in places where there aren't laws against these scams. So even if our police do find out who was doing this scam, they could be from somewhere else, another country where they don't have laws against this. So our cops contact their cops and they're like, sorry, there's nothing that we can do. We don't really care. Tell your country to be careful then. The end. And this is why it is so important to know that these scams exist and to be careful of them. Because it's so hard if you do get scammed to get any kind of justice for it. Also be hard to get your funds back. Police say that at no time will Police Canada Border Services Agency or any financial institution at all call and ask you for personal information or to send money via a cryptocurrency. Especially to send money via like Bitcoin, okay? The Canada Border Services Agency is aware there have been recent cases of individuals posing fraudulently as them. Officials using email, text messages, and telephone calls as them. So, be careful. We can tell you that these calls are fraudulent and that the CBSA will never call asking for an individual's personal information or to issue a warrant. This is the funniest part of these scams to me. Do you guys actually just think about it, the cops call and warn you that they are going to issue a warrant for your arrest so that you can then go flee and get away before it's issued? No, they don't give you a warning. The cops want to issue a warrant for you. You're not going to know about it, and all of a sudden they're going to be at your door like, let us in, we got a warrant. There's going to be no phone call warning you about it. So if you ever get a phone call from anyone saying, hey, the cops are going to issue a warrant against you, be like, ha, no, they're not. Have a nice day. Bye. The CBSA says in some cases, scammers use false CBSA information. So just be very careful of that. Telephone calls may display numbers and employee names that falsely appear to be from the CBSA. Emails may contain CBSA logos, email addresses, or employee names, and titles to mislead the public, said the CBSA. And please, if you have gotten any calls or emails or text messages from the CBSA, definitely report them to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center so that, we can do whatever we can to warn people and protect them from this scam. So guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to warn you about those things that are going on, local to me, but they could also be going on where you are too, so watch out for the scams. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous day. Please do give this video a like if you liked it. If not, well, whatever, dislike it. All the engagement helps. Please think about joining my members. Again, every little bit helps. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!